Hello, this is Yahweasel.
And Mallow, let's play.
Yeah, it's not the correct. And 7 billion more. No, and 6 billion. And whatever. 7 billion more humans. Let's play. No, wait. We don't say let's play. It's just and say yeah.
We don't have to.
Yeah, because we just said it.
So pick up the thing to your lower right, drop it, then pick up the thing down to your south, then step down to the right, drop it, then. Okay, so now I can just pick up the thing to your northwest, step to your left, and drop it.
I feel like it would be wise to do the step before the pickup, because I don't think it's wise to be holding an item in a spot that also has an item, because I don't know how that's going to affect the checks.
Okay, so step before the pickup. Okay, in that case, we want to step down to the right, pick up the thing that is currently to your left, drop it.
That's... Yes, okay. Okay, so, well, that's just not quite the reordering that I thought you were going to do, but it's fine.
Well, I have to change... Oh.
It was the other one that was... Because the other one is the one somebody's actually going to check.
I don't know what you mean.
So... 4 and 5 were fine, because nobody is going to check if you're in the first row. Nobody's going to look at you. But 7 and 8, once you're in that second row, you should be
Well, I was going to do both of them.
Yeah, it's fine to do. It's harmless to do both. It's just 7 and 8 are the problematic ones.
All right, so now where 7 and 8 are still down to the right. I need to pick up the thing that's step. Okay. I'm down to the right, I need to step to the left still, but then I need to pick up the thing that's directly north of me, then drop it, and then move back north. And then that should be it. And then just a jump.
Now the question is, do they expect you to have them sorted in your hands, or just sorted?
I hope just sorted.
I hope just
sorted.
That's
a good question.
Where are we getting stuck? Why is this person stuck?
Probably a synchronization thing.
I mean, definitely a synchronization thing, but I'm not sure where that synchronization thing came from.
What? Wait. Wait. Let me see that again. Oh, okay, because,
I mean, it's definitely to do with the synchronization in that second row.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sort of... I don't know. Yeah, we're getting into this situation where one person is just flipping them in a ring, and everybody else is either stuck or something.
Yeah.
I'm just not quite sure how we got it. And boy, I feel like this game really ramped up the difficulty quickly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yep, that's multi-threaded programming.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I feel like all I need is an if statement. Like, check if there's... Where am I running into the problem?
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. I don't quite understand.
Okay, so if they don't pick something up, then what do? I think that's the problem. The people that don't have something to pick up because the other person
and so they
something.
loop more quickly, and then they end up picking up something that the other one was trying to mess with.
Yeah. So I think I need to check if there's something...
I think what you need to do is, like, snag an item and then try to do the comparison. You could get into a loop where everybody's just grabbing it, but, like, get a lock on an item, grab an item, have it be yours, and then compare yourself in such a way that only you are going to look at the item that you care about. Getting that in such a way that they actually end up out of sync with each other might be tricky, but that way at least the synchronization wouldn't be a problem. I don't think you understand what I mean at all.
Not really. I mean, you're saying pick up the item first.
Before even doing any check.
Yeah. So you're basically saying this and then check in a different way. Compare.
So now I have other thoughts too. I'm not convinced of that. I have other thoughts.
I mean, this is what you're saying, I think. Basically.
Roughly, yeah. But obviously that doesn't work because they're just, you need to be able to sort of unlock when you're done in some way, and you actually need them to be out of sync. And it's going to be tough to get them out of sync in that sort of configuration.
What I'm thinking is put an if statement. Which specific statement is it that? It's right there. Okay, so it's right here. If there's an item to your left, pick it up.
I feel like it's the else of that that's more important. Because remember, you're still... Like, what do you do with the item that you just left in your slot there?
Yeah.
What you need is, like, if somebody else got there first, then I'm just going to abort. You need a way of aborting the whole transaction.
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Well, that definitely doesn't abort the whole transaction. Because you've just moved the item into a bad place.
I have to move it back.
Yeah, I don't know if... So, yeah, I mean, yes, that's what aborting the transaction is. You actually get it back where it was before. But the thing is, you're competing with somebody else to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to work. You know, you can just pick up to the upper left, right?
But I still have to... Oh, yeah. In fact, I have to.
Yes, and then drop immediately where you are
to
instead.
Yes. But then I need to move back still, too.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I guarantee you this isn't going to work, but...
Yeah, I know.
Or it will, whatever.
Or it will, alternatively.
I don't think this is going to be winning any speed awards, though.
We have to pick it up at the end.
Oh god, yep, it wants them to be in your hands.
Because this is sorted.
Damn. So, same thing, but be holding it the whole time.
Yes. But that makes things tricky.
I would go to tab 2. I like having this solution that is working. So,
and can I copy the whole?
I mean, I don't even know if I would
It's
start
probably
with
going to
that.
be different enough that it doesn't matter. Yeah, Okay, so, pick up the thing to your south. That's my first step. And then, if the thing...
Now, I feel like you can perform a swap with no steps.
My item is greater than the person on my right.
Yep.
Then do what? Then I want to swap with the person on my right, but how do I tell the person on my right that?
So I think if you drop and pick up to the right, given how it sort of freezes when you can't perform an action, you can then just put another if on the other person that does it the other way, and since nobody's moving, that might actually be sufficient.
Okay, but okay, so I'm picking up the thing on the right?
Yeah, of
Lower
course.
right, you mean? Okay.
No, just the right.
Oh, because the person might have dropped it.
Yeah, and the person must drop. Why are you... And then you just need the other if for the other person.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like this is not quite going to work because you're going to end up with, like, everybody is picking up to the right instead of, you know.
Yeah.
But it's...
Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, I was surprised the last one just suddenly worked, but like, I think that swap doesn't work at all. So why is the woman to the right of 24 not picking that up?
So they don't freeze.
What? So when do they freeze? Do they freeze on step,
I think
but
freeze
not
on drop, but not on pickup, maybe?
Oy vey.
Or no. Maybe it's step. Yeah, it's probably step. Yeah,
okay.
Step.
So, the subtlety of the actions is really sort of hurting us here.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I probably do want a do-si-do. Because that way I can force them to...
Freeze, yeah.
Freeze. So I could basically just have this person then step to the right, and they will keep trying to step to the right until the other person moves, right?
Around them.
So this person then needs to step down.
And to the left. Or, either down to the left, then up, or down and then up. It doesn't really matter, of course, yeah.
Step down to the left, and then step up, yeah.
I feel like, again, you're going to end up with people who are at different steps in the synchronization stepping into each other. Although, you haven't dropped anything, so you're not going to step to the right if there's nobody there. I don't know. It's these, like, intricacies of the action that I'm not quite sure what they actually do when it's unclear what they do. For example, you don't complete your do-si-dos. So yeah, yes. I think that they stepped right multiple times.
If I have another check to see if there's somebody... To see if there is something.
You could just say, if there is someone to your bottom right, then don't do any of this, but I don't know if that's quite gonna do it. Well, so I would say... Oh, yeah, right, so he's not equal to a worker, then everything. I don't... Like, that's conceptually kind of right, but I don't think it's actually going to work because it'll have the same synchronization issues. It depends on when they make that decision. Yeah, because they have already moved before they checked that.
Yes. So I'd need to do this check. What if I do this check only for one of those two things, though?
Well, would that be the right of those two things? I think you'd want the other of those two things. But even as such,
I could make this an and statement, but let's see if this doesn't...
I have an idea. It's a horrible idea, but I have an idea if this doesn't cut it. My terrible idea is if down is a worker, step left. I keep having these, like, horrifically awful solutions.
Do I want to do this at the end or the beginning?
I'm not sure if it matters.
I think at the beginning is fine, yeah.
Right, because then eventually they should be able to complete their do-si-do, even if it is... Well, no, they're not completing their do-si-do. I think you also need, like, if right is nothing, step right. Because they can end up, like, bunching to the left now.
This is getting worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is obviously wrong, but... Particularly because we've got the person against the right wall problem.
Yep.
Why?
Also, they didn't complete their do-si-do anyway.
Yeah, why is 81 stuck there?
Okay, if my item is greater than the person to my right, and there's nobody above me, or I guess what I mean is...
By the way, I'm wildly unconvinced that a do-si-do is necessary. I think motion is probably necessary, but a do-si-do is not.
We have to be holding the item, though.
Yeah, so okay, I'm going to tell the viewers how I think a do-si-do. Remember how I used to communicate with the viewers instead of just telling you all my thoughts?
Yes.
So, you can drop to the bottom left or bottom right, and then if there's an item below, you always want to pick it up. But that could get complicated again, because if two next to each other are trying to both do that, so maybe what you need to do is sort of drop to either the bottom or the top based on which direction you're dropping, so that it doesn't really matter which way you're going. And then, if you have an item, you check it. If you don't have an item, you check if there's an item next to you. My thoughts are a mess, but I do think I have a solution that works.
Here's a solution.
What? What?
I went back to the first one. Went back to the first tab and added this at the beginning.
We're still in the main set, so we're going to have to, actually worry about timing. It's not going to work because they're not going to perfectly synchronize.
They're out of sync.
You suck.
That didn't even work. That didn't even work.
That's my favorite.
Okay. I need to keep everybody in sync. My next solution is going to keep...
I am not convinced that that's part of the solution. I don't know if that's
I want
even
to keep
possible,
everybody in sync.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
here's what I'm going
to do.
The
way to keep everybody in sync is every if has an else in which you just do a little dance.
Exactly. So...
remember, you do need to start by picking up south, regardless.
Yes.
Well, this is not going to be the fewest number of instructions version of this.
Nope. If my item is greater than the one on the right, then do something else, do something else. Okay. Then what? Do what? Then drop it, I guess. Okay, wait, let me think about this for a second instead of
you're going to need to get the other if in there to know the number of steps going on.
Yeah, instead of trying to make them in sync, I'm not going to try to make them in sync.
Good. Instead of doing the thing I said I was going to do, I'm not going to do the thing I said I was going to do.
Exactly. Okay, if my item is greater than the whatever the person on the right is holding, drop it, and then just stand around. That's it.
And then just die.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. If there is an item on the floor to the left, then we're gonna do soming.
Then we're just gonna look at it. Looky there, there's an item.
We're not gonna have anything in our hands at this point, I'm saying. And if that's the case, then we're going to pick it up. The thing on the left. Okay. And then we need to drop it. Okay, but we still need to do this at the beginning. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so... yeah, so this should be fine, I think. So if there's an item on your left, our first step is to pick up the thing on your left, if there's an item on your left. And hopefully our hand will be empty at this point. And then we can drop it down below us. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, now we need to pick up the item below us.
I genuinely cannot even guess what you're aiming at here. I cannot even guess.
So now we need to pick up whatever item is under us, and if what we're holding it is greater than the one on the right, then we drop it.
Okay, you might have completed half a swap there.
This is the other half. But we still need to drop our item regardless. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so we need to be not holding anything
Hence
right now.
half of a swap, yes.
Yes. Okay, so if my item is greater than the item on the right, drop it. Otherwise, we need to drop it.
Boy, this game isn't easy. This game is, tricky.
Mm-hmm. If only I could drop in a direction.
I mean, you can by stepping in a direction and then dropping.
Yeah,
it.
but then there's somebody there.
So, okay. I'm gonna give you a hint as to what my solution thought is.
Yeah, because this isn't gonna lead anywhere.
It has a problem. The problem being, I don't know how those weirdo robots behave.
Okay.
But,
so step even further out of line.
Well, basically, south is not the only direction you can step.
Yes.
Nor is it the only direction you can check. Although I don't know if that's true, because maybe those... let's actually, just for the sake of argument, make a program that just steps up. I just want to see what happens if you
step, good point.
If you interact with our new friends here. Oh.
That's where.
This isn't quite what we're looking for all of you to kill yourself in the most gruesome way possible.
So, we don't have those rows.
We do not have those options.
Do not exist.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it okay, though? Because it doesn't feel
it's
okay.
Really not. It's really not. Okay, our first step has to be to pick the thing up to the south. There we go. One step done.
At this point, given that you can't step up, I'm convinced the do-si-do is possible. It has to be possible.
Yeah. Because you have to... you can't drop something except directly below you.
Yep.
Unless...
I mean, I assume that you can pick it up from under somebody else's feet.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that synchronization makes sense.
That's exactly what I was just thinking, though. Because then I have to check both directions again, like we were doing with do-si-do anyway.
Well, that being said, I don't know what happens if you try to drop when there's an item below you. So maybe it'll sort of eventually...
That's true.
You could say, like, if there's a worker to... I don't know. So it might sort of accidentally work out because you can't drop it, and so...
Yeah,
if you can't drop it, then you're not
I wonder if we can make that work. Okay. This is going to look familiar.
Really?
Okay, so here's what we can do. If my item is less than the person on my right, I'm just going to drop it again.
But if your item is less than the person on your right, that's fine.
Exactly. That's why I'm just dropping it again.
Okay, I don't know why the that's fine situation is the situation where you're dropping it. You presumably want to drop it if you're swapping.
No, because the other person's gonna swap.
But you and the person on your right aren't going to swap in this case.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the person on your left, but...
Well, but how do I get the person on the right to pick the thing up?
You do another if that checks for that and pick up to the left.
I don't want to do another if. Okay.
I'm also wondering, now I'm thinking, because if you try and pick up when you already have something in your hand, nothing happens, so maybe there's something in that spirit, I don't know. Well, that is definitely wrong, but okay.
If my item is less than the person on the left... Oh, because, yeah, I haven't dropped my item yet. What? Then, okay.
I mean, this is not going to work, but it's sort of... And I feel like we've written exactly this before. But I think this is like the kernel of the solution you need. Yeah, because if this sort of... The log
So I just need another if statement somewhere. Checking something.
I think it's...
I think that's all I need is another if statement.
Yeah,
but I don't know what that if statement needs to be.
I'm going to suggest something crazy.
Oh, it's because of the step. Oh, yeah, that's right, because they then keep... Okay.
Shall I still suggest something crazy?
I think... Yeah, go ahead.
If you're holding nothing, pick up left, pick up right. Because it's harmless to try and pick something up if you can't, if there's nothing there. Ah, but that okay, yeah, now we're just getting a different kind of logjam.
That person has nothing, yeah, nothing left or nothing right. I think... if there was a way to make them wait...
There's definitely a way to make them wait.
Without making them do-si-do.
There's definitely a way to make them wait without making them do-si-do.
Is there?
Step down, step up.
Well, I don't mean wait for X time. I mean wait until there's something.
Oh, okay. As in actually synchronize.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, synchronize rather... So I'm thinking synchronized swimming. You're thinking synchronized by communication.
Okay, here's what I can do. Well, I wouldn't need this in a separate if statement, but what happens if I do that?
They get to that logjam real quick. But well, now nobody's ever going to drop anything.
That's true.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they still get to the logjam real quick. Okay, that doesn't work.
I feel like, given that there's no synchronization primitives here, there's no communication of synchronization state, either you're going to have a lot of checks for, like, is there a cube that have I failed this? Have I, what weird state am I in? Or you're going to have to try to make these actually take the same number of steps. Yeah, because inelegance isn't something we've seen out of this game.
That's absolutely true. Okay, so else I want to... Okay, I know.
Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting indeed.
Nope, it's not interesting.
So the problem is that when somebody ends up with a block above them and below them, they just have, like, a hernia.
You mean above them, like...
In their hands, sorry.
In their hand and below them, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, in that case... I don't think this is going to work.
I mean, you are never nothing. You are a worker. I think if you said here is not equal to a data cube, because it's weird how equality works.
Yeah.
Why is 14 not picking up 14?
Because they probably already went through there.
Yeah.
The problem is this is only set up on one of them, but if it's set up on both of them, then nothing's ever going to happen. Right?
Well, no, because here it won't be a data cube by default. I mean, it won't just magically start as a data cube.
Well, it can't hurt to try both of them.
But I don't feel like this is going to actually fix anything. Because the problem is not that they're dropping when they shouldn't be dropping. Okay, I mean, I have a stupid next step that is really stupid and terrible.
Then don't tell me. No, tell me.
If here is a data cube, and is there a way of saying I'm holding a data cube?
I think so, yeah.
And left is a worker, and left is not a data cube or something. Like, just really bulk it up with, you know,
if my item is a data cube, and below me is a data cube,
and to the left is a worker, and to the left there isn't a data cube or something. Just, like, explicitly try to fix the situation of, you know, somebody is empty-handed near me. Then drop left.
Well, okay,
wait. Oh,
wait.
That's right, you can't drop left! God damn it!
But can we do this in the same way, but for the person... No.
I feel like the drop-based solution isn't right. I think we need a solution that involves do-si-dos, but it actually doesn't involve do-si-dos per se. It involves a lot more walking farther directions. Farther directions. I good at English talk.
So not do-si-dos, but just walking?
Yeah. Just like, if the worker above me
if the
worker above me has a greater number, then I'm going to walk left. Otherwise, that sort of...
If my item is greater than the person to my... is less than the person to my right... No, greater than the person to my right... Walk right. Otherwise, step down.
Yeah, and then there's going to have to be something to sort of let them back up again when...
Yes, exactly.
When it's blank.
And...
something like, if there's a worker above you, then step left. But the problem is, like, determining...
Well, no, what I can do is, if the person... If my item is... if my item is less... what is it? Okay. Is less than the person above me... then step northwest.
But the problem is that there's not necessarily going to be a free space to the northwest, because there'll be somebody else there.
Yeah, but they'll keep trying to step. But the problem is, like, they'll be stuck on this first check, this first if there's a person above me check.
This isn't quite what my thought was. My thought was, if your item is greater to the right, move right, fine.
Yeah.
But the step down probably should only be comparing to your left. So you're stepping out of the way of somebody who's trying to step to the right. And then the point after stepping down is like, you step down and then you just keep moving left until you can get back up into line, and then you just keep on doing that check. We're kind of doing quick sort here, or radix sort, really.
Okay, so if my item is less than the person...
We're doing, like, parallel quick sort here. It's not going to be quick, but it's going to be parallel.
Exactly. Is less than the person on the left, step left.
Well, no,
and
step...
then...
Never step left until you've stepped down. My point is, like, the first row... I've given up all hope of this, not being me giving hints, which are probably wrong anyway.
Yeah.
And then if you're in the lower row, you just march to the left until you can get up.
Yeah, but how do you know you're in the lower row?
You just put this entirely within that if.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, then step left. I gotcha. That was the part that wasn't... so I need an if statement in here, though. If there is somebody to your north, then step left and repeat. And then step north.
I feel like, again, we're going to have weird synchronization thing. Well, but nobody's going to step to the right if there's nobody there, so...
My biggest question is there going to be somebody who ends up in the second row on the very left? Because of some synchronization timing problem. I don't
see how.
Because if there might be a worker to their north. If they have stepped down, and the person, if the second person has stepped down...
It's actually not the very left. It's just if there's any gap between them. So actually, wait. If my item is greater than to the right, or there's nothing to the right, you can always step into an empty slot to the right. And that way, they'll march towards the right wall, which I assume is fine. The fact that there's one empty slot there is a little bit distressing. You don't want not a worker. You want specifically that it's nothing, because otherwise he'll march into the wall.
Good point.
Which I guess maybe doesn't matter. I don't know.
Huh.
Jesus Christ, I think we did, like, radix sort here. Why is 61 stuck? 61 should just be... Okay.
This is the problem that I was worried about.
Right, okay, I see. Somebody stepped in while you weren't sort of expecting them.
Yeah, but I wonder... Wait a second. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Actually, you could just step to the left wall.
First?
Rather than checking whether north is a worker, just keep stepping left until you get to the west wall.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you don't actually have to end up right at the left of the line, because you're going to step back to the line either way.
Okay, like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's doofusy, but it should work.
This is the most inefficient.
Well, I feel like it is more efficient than bubble sort, but it is hilariously inefficient.
Basically, they're just going in circles until they find the person that is the highest.
Yeah, exactly. God, it's like linear, it's circular linked list check sort. For each step in the operation,
exactly.
You check every item in a circular linked list.
What is that, like n squared or something?
It's garbage is what it is.
No, it's an astounding display of teamwork is what it is.
What an astounding display of teamwork. Humans are definitely not obsolete. Gee,
this
I'm guessing neither. Well, nope.
Next time.
Possibly the worst solution we've ever come up with. I'm really proud of it, though.
Time. It's nice. It's nice.
Thanks for watching. Cheers from Yahweasel.
and have a great day.